look, I brought my glasses so I can actually read the teleprompter. This is very exciting. Already winning. I want to start by thanking everyone at Girls Inc. for this honor, and especially Susan Rovner for the nomination. And more importantly, for her own mentorship and encouragement and friendship. I also want to thank my mother, who is here today. She is fierce, outspoken, and hilarious. She set an example for me that you should always speak up for what's right. When I was a kid, this would sometimes embarrass me, but now I see how vital it was for me to learn the power of speaking up and standing your ground, especially as a young girl. I'm very grateful. She's always been my biggest advocate, and I do believe she once insulted a boy who was bullying me by pointing out that he would never, ever grow into his nose. I also want to thank all my friends. I have a lot of my best girlfriends who carried me through this life are here, so thank you to them. And all my friends and colleagues, and thank you for your support and friendship, and all my friends at Warner Brothers. And finally, to the two most important men in my life who are here, my boyfriend Daniel and Greg Berlanti. I have managed to surround myself with the nicest feminist men a girl could ever ask for. I do really believe in the mission of Girls Inc. I believe in the power and the potential of young women to change both their own worlds and the world in general. I think of my family friend, Charlene Hunter-Galt, walking into the halls of the University of Georgia as the first Black woman student in 1961. I think of how this entire country was forced to confront its most racist laws when Oliver Brown decided his daughter, Linda Brown, deserved a much better education and filed a class action suit on her behalf that we now know as Brown versus Board of Education. I think about Emma Gonzalez surviving a school shooting and turning that pain into meaningful gun reform and national protests. I think about Malala, who won a Nobel Prize for standing up to the Taliban. I think too of Greta Thunberg, whose rage and clarity and insistence that we must do better for this planet has captured everyone's attention. Look, I don't know if she's convinced Leo not to fly private, but if anyone can, it's her. I'll be honest, we're living through dangerous times, and there isn't a ton to feel hopeful about. But when I think about those girls, and I think about the girls in this room, I feel true hope. Part of why I feel so much hope is because I know personally just how hard it is to actually be a teenage girl. I often think of the opening of Virgin Suicides. I'm sure this comes up every year, girls. A young girl lies in a hospital bed and the doctor says, "What are you doing here, honey? You're not even old enough to know how bad life gets." And she looks at him dryly and she says, "Obviously, doctor, you've never been a 13-year-old girl." The pressure girls face in this country and around the world is unreal. And I promise you, most men would wilt under it. Girls are expected to be so many things at once, it's truly exhausting. Everything from institutionalized misogyny, violence, unequal pay, to Snapchat filters. One of the coolest things about Girls Inc. is how much it helps young girls to realize their potential and help them to articulate and achieve their goals. The incredible people who work at Girls Inc. do so much to help girls overcome obstacles and find the fire of ambition that this world is so often trying to snuff out. One incredible example of this is Hala, who I've had the honor of meeting through this organization. Hala lives in Denver, but she's going to be moving out to LA soon to pursue her dreams of being a filmmaker. Hala is already way cooler than I will ever be because she dressed as Margot Tenenbaum for Halloween when she was 8. I was E.T. We come from different parts of the country, but I was struck by how many similarities there were in our backgrounds. Hearing her talk about her dreams really reminded me of my own. Her aunt worked for Girls Inc. for years, and her dad signed her up so that she could have more female role models, which is proof that he's a true ally and a great dad. Her dream is to be good friends with Ava DuVernay and be writing and directing movies. Which is a good dream. Because of Girls Inc. and all the life skills and confidence this organization has helped her with, these don't sound like dreams to me. They sound more like plans. Plans I fully expect her to realize. I offered her an internship when she gets out here because I know talent when I see it. Now, of course, Greg and I will probably lose her to Ava very quickly. And those 2 weeks will be great. I had to overcome a lot in my own childhood. There were significant emotional, psychological, and economic obstacles. Being a girl and then a teenager is really rough. When I talk to Ayla, I'm reminded of the one thing that hardship gives us, and that is strength. I believe for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and that nature abhors a vacuum. So for all the pressures, the obstacles, the difficulties that are unique to being a girl, it means there's an equal amount of strength, determination, and wisdom that comes from walking through the gauntlet of childhood. People can underestimate girls and women all they want, but as Girls Inc. proves, when women come together and support one another, there is truly no one tougher and more capable of changing the world. And to all the girls here, you really are our very best hope. Hold on to each other, support each other, raise each other up, and know deep in your soul that there is no one more capable, no one more deserving, and no one more right than you. Take up space, raise your hands, raise your voices, know your worth, feel your strength, trust your gut, and know that your dreams are only dreams until you start achieving them. So thank you guys very much.